How you doing? This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And boy, shortwave is really bad. Matter of fact, I saw a solar flux index a couple of days ago of 65, and we wanted above 100, and it's June already. You know, they've been telling us that the beginning of 2020, the solar flux would improve each day, which would mean better shortwave propagation. Not necessarily, but usually they go hand in hand, and it just has not happened. I don't know if the solar flux index or the sun has got the virus or what, but it's just not doing its thing. But so, what I did this morning, I went to my favorite website for listening to other bands on other people's radios. And this is the Kiwi SDR website. Yep, that's it, Kiwi SDR website. It's kiwisdr.com, all lowercase. And it takes you here, and then you can get a list of the receivers. These are SDRs, or SDR-like radios that belong to private individuals that put on the air to let you control. And there's no cost involved. So you can either go to list of receivers, or you can go to the map. I prefer the map, so I'm going to go to the map. Now, what I noticed this morning, and maybe it's been there, maybe I missed it, and look up here at Iceland. There are 3 radios in Iceland that you can control and listen to. So that, to me, that's just awesome. And then you can see there are hundreds. Matter of fact, let's go back to here and look at the list. And up here it tells you there are 482 receivers online right now. 482 radios that you can control, and that number varies depending on whether people put their radio online or not. I'd like to do this myself, but I don't know if I have things that you need. You need a standalone computer, pretty much so, and then you need an SDR. Probably not that difficult. I just have not done it. Plus, my reception here is terrible. Now, reception in Europe from people in Europe is good. Or what you can do is what I do, is I go find one of those receivers in Europe and listen to stations in Europe that can hear it. Okay, let's go back to the map. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay, so you can zoom in. You can use this button here, or the minus button, or you can use your scroll wheel on your mouse. Now, I did not realize all the many functions that this has. I mean, I've been over a few of them in my previous shows, but there are so many more. I actually broke down and read the user's manual. Now, there's a user's manual, and then there's a manual for people who are putting their radios online. Okay, let me get a drink here. When I came into my workshop this morning, about an hour ago, which was 6:30, it was 90 degrees in my workshop, and it's like 83 outside. So I turned on my wall air conditioner, and I did take the advice of one of my viewers, and I checked the filter. And sure enough, the filter that's on the front of the air conditioner, where the air comes in, was totally clogged. And I had not used, I thought, that air conditioner that much since I last cleaned it. but I don't remember when I last cleaned it. So I cleaned that off. It was very hard to do because I have so much stuff that is draping over it. Anyway, let's get off that. So what do you get? I got the air going. It's gotten down to 87 degrees. It's a little warm in here, and sometimes I lose my voice. Anyway, one of the things I do is I zoom in real close to where I live, not in the water there. Over here, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Florida. So, okay, this morning, yesterday, I don't know what time it was, when I looked at Florida, there were only 3 stations online. Now there are 6. So I live right here, Tampa Bay area. This station here in Fern Park near Orlando is almost up all the time. So that one you can kind of rely on. And then a couple of these down here, I think 2 of these are on most of the time. Today, this morning, Saturday morning, there's an additional one over here, there's one over here, and there's one down here. So let me move this down a little bit more, see if there's any in the Panhandle. No, there's none in the Panhandle. There is one up here in Georgia. So I can pick any one of these receivers, and I really, because I'm going to be using this more and more right now while the shortwave listening conditions are poor. But, so I need to make a list of the ones that have things, stations in the location is good for me. For instance, what I did yesterday is I wanted to see if the HF weather facsimiles were still coming out of New Orleans. I could not receive them. I'm right here, and I could not receive them. I don't remember what time it was. I think it was like midday, but I could not receive them. So what I did is I went up here and I looked for stations close by. Like here's one in Texas. It couldn't hear it either. There's one of these 2, I don't remember one, I think this one, it could hear it loud and clear. So let's just try it this morning. I don't know if the weather station in New Orleans is broadcasting right now, but I'll show you how you can look that up, because there's another option when you go to one of these receivers. So I'm going to go to this receiver right here. So you click on it first, and then you go up and click up on the information, and that takes you to the radio. And then you click on start, and here's some information. I'll get that out of my way. I'll take the audio and mute it right for the moment, or turn it way down. Okay, now that we're here, here's an option I didn't realize. Let's see if I can do it right. Nope, that's not right. Okay, I don't want that. Gosh, I forgot already. I took some notes and I forgot already. Anyway, let's go on. I had planned on doing this as a live stream, maybe about 8:30. But the last live stream I did about a week ago using StreamYard, when StreamYard did the automatic upload to YouTube, some things were missing, I think, because YouTube flagged it as a bad video, meaning there was some kind of content it didn't like or something, and it deleted it. After about 4 hours, it deleted. So I'm scared to use StreamYard right now to do streaming. I'm not that familiar with, what's the other one? I can't remember the other one. The one that 741 uses when we do a stream. Zoom. I'm not familiar with Zoom. I need to get with him, Rob, and learn how to do that, because it's not, I don't think it's as straightforward. Anyway, so we're doing this offline. My point was, I may babble for a while because I'm basically doing the things that I want to do, but at the same time capturing it so you can see it. So anyway, one of the many options is over here is extensions. And here's all the things that this program will decode. For instance, fax. So, as I mentioned before, yesterday I was trying to see if that station was still sending out fax. So if you select fax, it opens this page here, and then it lists all the fax stations. Those in Europe, Asia, America, and Africa. I want the one in New Orleans. So I'll pick this one, and there's New Orleans. And yesterday I was able to get this one. They broadcast on all these signals at different times. So I'll go on, I'll show you what you can do. So I'm gonna select that one. So now it has tuned this radio to that frequency and set the mode, upper sideband, and is ready to decode. Unfortunately, it's not getting anything. I don't know if I have to turn, let me see if I have to turn the volume up. No, there's nothing there. Like I say, they don't broadcast all the time. Now, what you can do is down here, you can get a listing of the fax transmission schedules. So I can shift click, and it goes to that website with the PDF, and then now I can go down this PDF, go down all the way down to North America, zoom down here, Asia. Supposedly this is updated quite often because they've been dropping off some of the stations that have quit. Here's North America, and there's Halifax, Sydney, Canada, Kodiak. Now, there's Point Reeves. New Orleans should be down here somewhere. Here's New Orleans. So, it is 7:45 local time. I add 4 hours. That would be 11:45. See if there's anything. Nope, there's nothing at 11:45. We'll have to wait till 1200 hours UTC, which is 15 minutes. Okay, so there's not going to be anything on there. So that's why I'm not receiving anything. Now, let's see if Boston. Now, some of these have shut down. Doesn't say. Let me see. We're looking for 11. Nothing 11. Okay. Whoop. Nope. Did I miss? Let's go back to New Orleans. Nope. There's nothing. I was looking down here to see if it was down here. Okay, so that's out of the question. Like I say, I'm just experimenting. So if you're getting bored, feel free to quit watching. Okay, I'll just try to see if there's anything else in the United States or North America that I won't probably receive on the radio I've got, but I could go to another radio. There's Alaska. And, okay, I'm going to try. Let's see. Yep, here we go. And if I hurry, there's a couple left at 11 something. So let's go back now. Where'd he go? Oh, here it is, over here. Okay. So let's close this. Let's go back to the map and just see what, zoom in on the map, see what's over close to Alaska, or in Alaska. Okay, there's quite a few. There's a cluster right there. So let's zoom in some more. And the other thing you could do, I mean, this is just one example. So you can tune, depending on the radio, you can tune a wide band. Most of these are HF bands or VHF. So let's just pick this one in the middle here. So, and then it tells you a little description. So you can tune from 0 to 30 megahertz. It's using an 180 meter beverage antenna. There are no users. There's a total of 4 possible. Now that's another clue, is the number of users. Because if it's a reasonable time of the day, which it's pretty early in Alaska right now, you should see some users on there if it's a popular radio. Okay, I'm going to try that one. So we'll click on that one once. We'll click on it again up here. That actually says Washington State. We'll click on open. We'll get this out of the way. We'll go to extension. We'll go to fax. We'll select. Now we want something up there. Kodiak, Alaska. Let's try this one. So it tunes. There you go. We got some. Okay. It's decoding it already. Beautiful. Okay, I think if you right click or shift click on this, I can realign it. There we go. Now it's lined up. Let me see if I can turn the volume down so I don't have to listen to that, or you don't have to listen to it. Okay, I've turned the volume down, but it should, yeah, it's still decoding. So that's good, especially if you're doing a fax, it can get kind of annoying. Not the best picture, but it's something there. Now we can go and do the fax transmission schedule again and see what's being transmitted. Okay, I just had that somewhere right here. And this is Kodiak. It's 11:48 UTC. That's probably this right here. So this is the 48-hour wave period swell directions. What I like to watch or get is the GEOS IR satellite images. That's what I like to get. Okay, so that's what it's transmitting. So let's go see if that's what it looks like. Go back here. It's hard to tell right now. Now you can, you got some options down here. You can change the baud rate. You can go to the next and our previous picture that it's captured. You can stop, you can clear the picture. You can have audio align turned on, but you have to catch the transmission at the right beginning where there's some data sent to do the alignment so you get the picture aligned. See, it's a little skewed right now. And then you can do auto stop so it doesn't, because I believe it saves these pictures on your hard drive. So you don't want to necessarily leave this running all the time. And then there's a little help screen right here. Tells you some information, basically what I told you, plus a little more. Close that down. So here's a case where we're receiving on 4.298 megahertz, the data coming out of this station in Alaska, the weather data, weather maps coming out of the station in Alaska. And then there's a whole bunch of variables you can change here. Oh, I know what I was trying before. So this is spectrum. So I think, yeah, so you get a spectrum display of the data over a span of time. I didn't know about that one. It was there all along, but I didn't know it. And then there's other modes you can select. You can see if I can turn this off. Yep, got that out of the way. I think this is the mute. Yeah, that's the mute. I'm sure why it's not down here under audio, but there it is. A little more handy there. And then you got some controls of the RF signal coming into this radio. Like I say, you have complete control of this radio. And like most of them, you can have up to 4 users. I thought somewhere it would tell you, on this page, the users. Okay, I lost my controls. Yep. Oh, when I selected that spectrum view, I lost the fax decode. Oh, I didn't want to do that, so let's go back to fax. And then we'll have to go back and select Alaska again. Where'd it go? Honolulu, Alaska. Okay, there we go. I screwed up. Let's do a chef click here. There we go. We got it realigned. So you can't turn on the spectrum view when you're using one of these decoders. And like I say, there are many, many other decoders. For instance, and I can try this, and like I say, this video is going to run for a while. Whisper, which is a digital mode that amateur radio operators use, for instance, when the propagation is terrible and it's digital, therefore, that one's about to end, therefore, they can get out longer distance. As you remember, when I was showing you the DX map webpage of amateur radio communications, the map was full, but it was all digital communications. There were no voice. So let's just try that. Good places any to try is in Alaska. So we can shut this down. We can now go and select Whisper. And then you can pick a band. I'm going to pick 40 meters. So it tunes the radio to 40 meters, puts it in the right mode, and now it's syncing, trying to sync on some data coming through. And then it gives you up here, in this case, it gives you a spectrum display. And the waterfall is pretty dark. You can adjust that, of course. Matter of fact, waterfall, let me see if I can adjust that so I can see something. I don't see anything. Oh, there was something there for a while. I'm adjusting it too fast. Let's go to Autoscape. There we go. Okay, it's still syncing, and you see this little clock here where it's counting down, trying to sync on some data. It's trying to find some active data, which I think that's what all this is. These are packets, digital packets. So let's see what happens, and then we'll call this quits. I know this is going kind of long, but I don't want it to be super long. Actually, it already is. So I'm going to get with Rob, and because he's familiar with Zoom, he mostly uses Zoom, and get some information from him how to use that, because I'm a little afraid to use StreamYard. Okay, now it's synced and it's running. So it's now looking for actual data. And if it can find some transmissions, it'll show them down here. And there's down here, there's options under this. There's Whisper Viewer. Oh, this is Whisper Viewer, and you can report. I think it's via this radio, so the report's going to go out to the Whisper database that this radio received some communications. I don't know if you can manually do it or not. It's not finding anything. Again, we're up in Alaska. I thought this might have been one right here. So it would be better if we would choose. We could, for instance, and I'm not going to do it because it's going to take too long. We could go to DX Map and see where there's communications going on. And then we could pick a radio on this website near there and see if we can decode some of the communications. Also, using this website, and I mentioned this before, you can check out your station. If you're not receiving anything and you pick one of those stations near you, like there were like 6 in Florida this morning, and they're receiving things, you might have a problem with your setup, your cable or your antenna or your radio. If they're not, you can kind of feel confident that it's not just you, it's just conditions in your location. Okay, it says decoding right here. It said decoding, so it caught one. So I should see something down here if it's successful decoding. We'll give it a minute or so. I realize this show has gone really long. The beauty of Amazon is Amazon. Oh gosh, it is hell to get old. The beauty of YouTube is when you're watching a YouTube video, you can use that speed option and speed up the video. It will also let you still listen to the audio. It's still there. It's a little hard to understand if you go. I watch a lot of YouTube videos at 2 times speed, and I'm able to understand most people. Now, if they say something that was important and I missed it, then I'll go back and I'll set the speed back to norm. So that's another thing you can do, like on this video. I'm babbling a lot, but you can do a 2x and get through the video much faster. Nope, it didn't decode anything. Back to running. Again, this is up in almost to Alaska. I think it said it was in Washington. Nope, now it's decoding another one. I don't know, because I'm not that familiar with Whisper. I don't know what these numbers up here mean. Oh, there's a call sign. Oh, there's a call sign. We got a call sign. AAOJR. So I think this is another thing this will do for you. I think if you click on it, see these are highlighted in blue. If you click on this, it will take you to QRZ, and in this case, I have to log in. It's free to be a member if you're a ham, and it will give me information about that person, where he's at. Cool. Okay, let's go back. So I caught one. Also, you should be able, here's the grid. Should be able to see that. Yeah, I can see that. So this will tell me where it is. This is where grid square DM33 is. And if I come down here, Phoenix, Arizona. So I'm using, now picture this. This, to me, this is exciting. I'm using a radio on this website that's in almost to Alaska, way up in near Seattle, Washington. And it is receiving this whisper digital data. Now, maybe it's receiving it because this individual is communicating with a person closer to Seattle. I don't think so. I think since it shows this person's call sign, that's what it decoded. Oh, there's another one right there. Let's try this one and see where this is. This is Salt Lake City area, right there. So to me, this is exciting. Now, the one thing about as a listener to whisper, it's not really exciting because it's just short digital transmissions. It's not like listening to people talk. So keep that in mind. So let's close this down. And we'll close that one down. And that one, let's be close. Okay, we're back here. So even way up in Seattle, I got 2 transmissions. Now let's see. It's 8 o'clock local my time. So it's 5 o'clock. Well, yeah, it's probably about 5 o'clock where these guys are. This one down here for sure. The one we just looked at, because he's in, what I say, Salt Lake City. So again, you can use this to see if your radio assistant is working. Now, there are programs that you can use on your computer to decode this whisper data, so you can receive it on your radio. I've used, I think it's WJITX-X. I think that's one I've used in a while. So anyway, gosh, it's almost a half hour. I'm going to stop. If you want more information on this website, you want me to try some more stuff, such as all these other modes. One I know I want to try is NavTech. I want to try that. That's about it. DRM maybe. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.